Hello, good morning. I wanted to showcase the job tracker that we have built. This was designed for construction-based industry, or wherever you need you basically go or operate your business based by jobs, right? And almost everything is a job for you, and you want to have a neat and clean way in Odoo to help you manage the jobs easily. So one of the first thing, whenever you log in, right, with Job Tracker, you'll see this app over here that's called Job Tracker. So if you go over here, you'll see all the jobs, right? They are grouped by the customers, um, or the project manager, you're like a main customer over here, and the job associated with them. This almost kind of like helps you manage kind of like an or give you a perspective on what jobs do I have, what status they are in, and what's the status. There's a job status and there's a status itself. So status is more from a project standpoint perspective, if they're on track, at risk, or something that needs to be highlighted. Let's go ahead and have a look at one of the job track, right? So 5978 So so at least with this, right, whenever you know the customers, you know the job, you even have a quick checklist. If like, let's say whenever you are running a job and you have a quick list of items that you need to check against while operating the job, then you could just add it over here. And once they're completed, you could just mark them as completed. So this would be a standard checklist for any job you do. I mean, there could be kind of conditions, but if you don't have to use it, it will still be there. And it might come handy in some sort of places. And we have stakeholders, right? Any communications that needs to happen for this job, we should be able to kind of easily manage all the communication to the stakeholders. So anytime we create a sales order, we create invoices, or is there any communication that needs to be sent out, we definitely want to inform all the stakeholders for a given job. So we should be able to list them over here. Same thing with contacts. If there's any additional contacts required for this job, they could be like third party installers, third party constructor, contractor. We can just add the contact details for them over here. So that comes in handy, right? So everybody has that information. And there's settings. Again, these are for admin again. Not everybody would see that, but it does have few configuration tools so that you can execute your job efficiently. Um, Given it's a job, right? Again, we have this field called if it's a job type, if it's new construction, remodeling, modeling, and also you can add a plan date. So when do you intend to start this job? This will definitely help you from a project planning perspective. If you wanted to make sure that how many jobs do I have during this time frame, you'd get this constructive view of all the jobs, right, in a given time frame. Details, they can add any details to the project to the job itself. So that's the moreover like again data entry from a job perspective. But there's a lot of things that is associated with a job whenever we're executing a job. For example, there could be expenses associated with this job. There could be task, right? Let's say you want to create a bunch of tasks, assign it to a bunch of people for this job, and once you assign the job, it'll just kind of like it'll be on their board. They could always come over here and see all the tasks associated with for their job. So for example, let's say Mike is one of the employee for this job. I want to assign him a task. I should be able to do that easily. And it'll come on his radar, right, when he needs to get that done by, whenever it kind of gets completed and things as such. Um, and there is a timesheet as well. Anytime somebody kind of logs in time for a given job, then we can even have that viewed over here as well. There is a job status. So it does kind of like, let's say if you were to review a kind of regular job status regularly with your client, you should be able to kind of manage this and be able to kind of identify this project status talking to the stakeholder. There'll be sales order documents. One of the important things about running a job is it always has some sort of documents or artifact that you need to capture. Um, so it would allow you to add document just given for the job only, right? So again, if there was any project specifications, job, or there could have been measurements, you could just click on this document and upload any document you have over there. For example, that could be one of the job we have. and I could add that. So there could be invoices, bills. Again, you can always add invoices from here directly, but you don't have to. This is tied in, right? It's basically knitted with all these other apps: expense, task, sales order, invoices, bills. It's already knitted kind of tightly with them. So, for example, let's say if there's a person, right? Um, Let me go back to our job. Let's say this $5,978 avenue is one for a job, and there's an expense, right? So you could have employees who are using expense app. They could just kind of say that I purchased um, a screw, right? I mean, again, just kind of. So let's say if this was a billable job or something, right? We could always put a dollar amount, put the tax amount. They could use company card. They could select master. So here's this analytical distribution. This $5,978 revenue was our job associated with it. So I could just save it, create report, submit to the manager. Again, this is a kind of standard process within Odoo. Once you do that, right, this is the whole expense management aspect of it. But whenever you do that, if you go to dollar, so you have four expenses now, right? So basically, you should be able to see all the expenses related to that job. Um, and there's sales order. So you don't even have to use this app. You could just go to the sales order. Whenever you're creating a sales order for a given customer, let's say I could do Aaron Cobb. I could do $5,978 revenue. It has all its details. I could add a product. Let's do right now. We don't have handling, please. Just let's just put this over here for right now. I could confirm this. I can even create an invoice. Um, I could create an invoice. Again, if you see this project information is being carried over all the way, right, from the sales order itself. Um, and let's pay this, right? Create a payment. It's in payment right now. Okay, we went through the sales app, but let's see. You can view the same information for this. So there were four sales order, four invoices, and three bills. We haven't gotten to the bills yet, but again, you could see that the invoice we just created, it's over here. So we should be able to see all the accounting related expenses, sales order, or invoices related to this job in one view. Um, and again, where we're coming down to, right? Again, this would give you a high level kind of perspective on how the budget, like job is going on. But behind the scene, what's happening is again all this data, right? We're kind of taking all this data, but you should be able to get a P&L view for all the project itself. So, for example, we had $5,978 revenue. So you see that we had $100 revenue, profit, loss, and this is the net profit. So we should be able to get the complete perspective for that given job itself. Um, so that's the flow. So you should be able to manage a job completely using this tool. Um, that should be it for the demo. Thank you.